Welcome to the Me and D show. Okay, and we're out on location today. This is actually at the very end of Reseda Boulevard out in San Fernando Valley. So we decided to come out and look at some of the beautiful scenery that's out here. We'd also like to announce that we are adding a new segment to our show called Pause the Moment, where we read one comment that we've received from one of our episodes. That sounds pretty cool, right?
Yeah, sounds pretty cool.
I like to do that. I mean, we love engagement, and then after we read the comment, we really want to know what the audience thinks about the comment. So that sounds awesome, right?
Yeah,
I think it sounds pretty cool.
Creative.
Yeah.
Original.
So let's start out. What have you been doing during the week?
Honestly, all I've really been doing during the week is just trying to get, work.
Okay.
All that stuff. And I'm also trying to get a new project off the ground right now, which hopefully
new project.
Will start shooting late July, and then it's gonna be a 4-day shoot for 2 weeks. And yeah.
Now, is that all 4 days in a row?
No.
So not all 4 days in a row.
No, when you have a day job, it's you kind of have to work around that.
Totally get that. Now, is this a full feature film or is this a short film?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't really know. This is more of an experiment.
Because
I've always wanted to do that, because a lot of people that I know tend to stick with scripts and stuff like that, which is not a bad thing. It's an essential part of a film when you write a script and all that stuff.
Sure.
It's kind of like a blueprint for your film, but I've always wanted to kind of just wing it and just see what happens.
So wing it. So it's just like, whatever you come out with, it's going to be great, or
you never know,
or it's going to be a learning experience. Basically, is what it's going to be.
Yeah, and I know I'm in the beginning of my film journey, but I feel like
I like that film journey. Cool.
I personally think that there's nothing wrong with trying something new.
Yeah,
and doing something that could I think it's safe now to try it, just because it's
yes.
I'm not really known in the industry, which it's whatever.
Right. And I mean,
anyway.
and the way technology is today, I mean, it really is a creative industry, right? I mean, pretty much creating. I mean, we have so many incredible tools. I mean, kind of like doing this show, we would never be able to do this, say 25, 30 years ago, maybe?
Unless you have a Super 8 camera.
Right. Something like that. You'd be cranking it on the side, right? You'd be like, whoa, look at this, right? That sounds pretty cool. Now, is this film going to be taking place inside or outside?
Outside.
Outside. And what's the setting you're thinking about?
So basically, it's going to be very low budget, obviously. It's supposed to take place in an abandoned cemetery.
Oh, abandoned cemetery. Okay.
Because we can't use actual cemeteries, because number one, it's a little disrespectful, for one. Number two, it's
Why is that disrespectful, though?
Well, it's a cemetery, and it's supposed to be a place of peace. And when you bring cameras on property, it just seems a little bit non-discreet. At least in my point of view.
Okay, so you have a moral compass.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got you. I understand.
I thought to myself, we can just use a random area, like a national.
Or
forest.
is it that you're really just scared to film in a cemetery? Maybe you're just scared.
I'm not scared to film in a cemetery.
You're not afraid?
No,
you're not afraid. Like, ooh, you're not afraid. Ooh,
no. It's just I just want to be respectful, because someone's family member is.
We'll just go with that. You're going to be respectful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, if you're a little scared inside,
I'm not scared.
You're not scared. Okay, we're not scared. We're not scared.
It's all about being respectful.
No, we're not scared. Just being respectful.
Basically, I want to film it. Will you stop that? But basically, I just want to film in like a national forest somewhere, and we can probably get some fake tombstones and stuff.
Okay, national forest, I like it.
And then I want to do 2 day shoots and 2 night shoots. 2 day shoots during the first week and 2 night shoots for the second week.
Okay.
And then whatever footage we get, we can just edit it, and kind of like a puzzle. You just kind of piece the footage together,
put it all together,
and see what comes out.
When you say national forest, or just a forest in general, no one particular movie actually comes to me. When someone says a setting, you go, oh, you mean like this movie? But there's so many movies that have shot in forests that there's not one particular one that actually comes out to me. You know what I mean? So I think that's a really cool idea.
There is one movie that they filmed in national forest. Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
Right, but this is a scary movie, right? Yeah. I mean, this is not science fiction or fantasy or anything like that. We're talking about something that's scary. Like,
I don't really know.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. There is a horror movie that I know of This.
Well, sure. There's lots of them that can kind of come to mind, but there's not one particular one that says, "Oh, you're doing this."
Oh no,
there's there's so many different ones that have been in the forest, right?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, well that sounds
nothing
cool.
in particular, no. But but there was one movie that it's actually technically a fan film.
Okay, fan film.
And it actually got a lot of notoriety to where it actually temporarily.
Which one was it?
It was called Never Hike Alone.
No, okay.
And basically, it was actually an hour long.
Oh, it was only an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the movie was actually based around the Friday the 13th franchise.
Oh, okay. I like Friday the 13th.
But what's cool is that Paramount found out what he was doing when it got released, but they liked the movie so much that they made a deal with him, and he ended up releasing his fan film on DVD.
Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome.
They made a deal with him.
So neat.
And
I like
he ended up doing a sequel called Never Hike in the Snow.
Never Hike in the Snow.
I know it's a little off topic, but I wanted to bring it up because he filmed it at this abandoned summer camp near Big Bear.
Okay, that's really neat. And they released it on DVD, so you can't find it on Netflix or anything like that.
No, you can find it on YouTube for free.
YouTube for free. Okay,
they're called Womp Stomp Films. It's not really, I guess you could say it's kind of a. I guess you could say it's kind of a shout out, just because they're a really cool
right. Because YouTube
channel.
We're not affiliated with them.
No,
whatsoever.
we're not. But
we're not sponsoring them or anything like that. So
as a as a film person, I really like them, and I strongly encourage you guys to check.
Very cool. Right on. Okay. Yeah. Man, it's hot up here.
It is really
It is pretty warm.
It's a really
but it's gorgeous up here, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's beautiful. It is gorgeous. So I just got back from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got back from there.
How was that?
I was out there for about 3 days, and basically I was just getting some stage time and networking with some comedians and just seeing, how my jokes would land with a different audience. And I did learn a lot. So they like a lot of, like what we call as comedians is crowd work, interacting with the audience. They really wanted to be a part of the show, which you don't always find that here in LA. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just that seemed to be really the common thing, which was kind of fun. And that's not a skill set that I've really exercised a lot, but I exercised it a lot there. So I'm better at that now. And I had a really good time. So I did 3 stages. The first stage I did okay. I didn't do great. And there's not really any particular reason for that, because I've done that same material elsewhere and it's done really well. So it wasn't that I bombed. It just kind of fell kind of flat.
It might just not be the crowd.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? Most of the crowd was comedians, though.
Okay.
Not that we're not playing the blame game or anything. We're just saying that's what the setting was.
I noticed one thing when you do talk about that kind of stuff is that when it comes to other comedians, it's really hard to make other comedians laugh.
Right, it is, because we've heard so many jokes, right?
Yeah, not only that, but they're so focused on their own stuff that they're kind of just like in their own world.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I do that too. And I have to take a pause break and go, wait a minute, let me listen to what this person is. Because a lot of times I'm in my head, and I'm thinking about my material and not theirs. So I do it too. Yeah. And then there were 2 other stages I went to. Another one was what was it called? It was called the Hipster Cafe, which was a really cool spot. They had the chicken tacos there. Big shout out to them. They have great chicken tacos, but it was a cool spot. Did a lot of crowd work there, and I did great there. I actually talked about the marriage is lying. Lying is the trick for marriage. So I did that one there. Yeah. Big shout out for that one. And then the other one was in Tempe, Arizona, which was at the Woodshed. And that one was great too. I talked about the joke I do about how I became a dad, which has fell flat here in LA a few times, but did great there. So this is the reason why I'm traveling around to get this experience, to exercise different skill sets in front of different audiences, and then eventually, hopefully this will make me more well-rounded. So, and so the next trip I'm going to be taking is going to be up in Portland, Oregon. Next month, right? Next month. Yeah, the beginning of July. I'm going to be up there from the 5th through the 9th. So I'm pretty stoked about that. That's pretty exciting.
That's great.
Yeah, that's it. Are you ready to get some coffee?
Let's get some coffee.
Let's get some coffee. All right, Me and D is back. And I got some coffee and I have my club soda. It is hot outside. It's like 96 degrees.
It's ridiculous, man.
Do you got your coffee?
Hell yeah. Man.
You ready to roll?
Yeah, I'm ready
to
roll.
This is the segment that we were talking about where we call it Pause for the Moment, where we debut one of the comments that we've received. So we can give a shout out to the audience member that took the time to write the comment, because we really appreciate you engaging with us. And other audience members that are out there listening to this comment, if you would like to comment on it, please do. You're more than welcome to. We'd love to hear from you. This comment is actually from our episode 1, which is awesome. Can you go ahead and you read it?
All right, so this is from a viewer named Penny Cuff, if I'm saying that correctly.
Sure.
All right. A little more prep and you could have used that TV to show us what you are referring to. Mainly a conversation about Star Wars.
Okay.
I have wanted to go to that Star Wars bar for years. My husband is a huge Star Wars geek, and a beer over 11% is my kind of beer.
Okay.
Sounds pretty good.
Pretty good.
Ironically, we went to a Star Wars event before the pandemic.
Okay.
At the Man's Chinese Theater, but didn't make it to Villainy, which is the bar I was referring to.
Okay.
I have such a bucket list of LA places to go: Playboy Mansion, Magic Castle, and that bar. First and foremost, I've been to Magic Castle, only outside because, unfortunately, you have to be invited inside in order to go there.
I didn't know that.
It's a gentleman's club, so it's one of those places where you have to be invited in order to go to. They do have a hotel next to it where anyone can stay at, but the actual castle you have to be invited to.
It's a gentleman's club.
Yeah.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Well, I don't know if it's a gentleman's club. I know it's a like high-end club.
Okay, you know what gentleman's club means, right?
Like a strip club?
Yes.
Oh, no, it's not that. No.
I was about to say.
No, it's not that.
I don't think the Magic Castle's that. No, I don't think it is that. But that was funny. Though.
No, it's one of those. All well, when I think of gentleman's club, I think of like very old-fashioned, very rich,
gotcha,
kind of like a get-together kind of place. But that's besides the point.
You have more of a nostalgic definition for it, not what is actually kind of meant today in more of a slang term.
Yeah, because
I got you.
I've heard people call it that. Because, it's primarily, guys that have memberships there.
Gotcha. Okay. So well, that makes sense. But we want to give a shout out to Penny Cuff to taking the time to write the comment. We definitely appreciate it.
No, we do.
Now, I just want to address that part of the reason why we do put either Dee's channel on here, or you'll see me on the stand-up is because we're uploading this to YouTube. And what part of the upload for YouTube is they check copyright. So if we happen to have somebody else's work on the TV itself here, we're not sure if they're going to flag it or not. So in order to circumvent any copyright issues, that's why we have only our own creative stuff on the TV. So that's kind of the answer to that. But I like where you were going with that, and I think that's a really great idea. We just don't want to run into those issues.
Yeah, it's the weird and kind of sucky thing is that the YouTube algorithm is very problematic, I would say, just because of the fact that it's not ran by people anymore. It's now ran by a system. And even if you're doing something that's like, for example, a parody, sometimes the system will still flag it by accident. So it's just one of those things where we just want to be safe rather than sorry.
Right. I totally get it.
It's just one of those things where the YouTube algorithm is just, all I can say is that it is what it is.
Sure. Absolutely.
And I just have to go with it because, again, the YouTube algorithm is just very, very
right. I think we get, and most people already know that as well.
Yeah. It's so public. It's such public knowledge.
Right. But I want to give a big shout out to Penny for at least putting that comment down. We definitely appreciate it. We encourage all of our viewers to actually do that. And being that was from our first episode, we got a comment. That's pretty awesome, right?
No, it is pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Now on to the Bowl of Mystery. We will actually be doing that out in the street today. A little bit of a different scenery, but it's my turn and I got to pick one, right? Yeah, it's my turn to pick one. Okay, here we go. All right, rummaging through here. I'm picking one. Here we come out. It says, dance in the street and say I'm a disco star.
Oh my
That's
God.
in the middle of the street, we're doing that. Okay, so we'll see you out in the middle of the street. All right. Okay, it says dance in the street and say I'm a disco star. All right, here we go. We got people out here too. All right, okay. I'm a disco star. Woo! I'm a disco star. Hey, let's go. She's going inside. I'm a disco star. Woo! I'm a disco star. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.